All right, what's going on, guys? Trader Kaz here. Recording a video today just to get some brief thoughts out there instead of doing the full-blown stream as we usually would do. I don't think there is a ton of actionable setups from a trading perspective. I'll touch on this, touch on some Juno stuff, and we could look at some NFT things as well, but kind of just want to jump into this. Market yesterday, the Fed said we're raising rates by 50 basis points, which was pretty expected, and I would say that was priced in. And so the market got a nice pump today. Everything is rugging. Bitcoin nuked, S&P nuked, Nasdaq. I mean, everything is down pretty heavily. And I think the best hope from a bullish perspective is just that we took out all these lows into 12-hour demand. And so ideally, we'd like to see some buyers stepping in here and get this to continue to push back up. On the other hand, if this does break down, things will be looking really ugly, because if you zoom out, I mean, we don't really have much support until like 31, 32K. So I think this is the level that we really would like to see hold from a bullish perspective. It could also just turn into a bit of a range here, but we'll have to see how things develop. Usually after volatility like this, we get a bit of consolidation. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do something like this. Maybe this forms some higher time frame divs, something like that, before we might start to see some kind of reversal. Typically these don't just go like that. So after lots of volatility, kind of expect a range. And what that means for me, at least in the short term, is that there is nothing that I really want to do or trade here. From a bigger picture perspective, I would love to see us get above like 37.5, because that would at least show that we have some buyers stepping in here after taking out all these lows. And obviously that also kind of depends on what traditional markets do. Things were looking pretty decent yesterday after we took out these lows, or took out that low with this wick, and then had a really strong rally off of that level. This is a pretty harsh retest, but if we close the day like back around here, which there's still a little over 5 hours to do, then I don't think it would look too bad. So don't think it's the best idea to overreact quite yet. But if there's no bid here, if we don't push back above 37.5-ish pretty soon, then I would say this looks kind of cooked. So it's more of a wait and see time for me, and that's kind of why I was like, all right, let me just record something quick instead of doing the full stream, because it would be a lot of time for not a ton of thoughts on the market, I guess you could say. Ethereum was able to hold this low. Doesn't matter to me too much. What we kind of want to see though, let's see if we can draw something good here. Like, price is clearly just stuck in this downtrend, so that only really changes if you get a break in structure above these highs. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to like look at every single coin, because a lot of them look the same. It's like great pump yesterday, and then we round trip the entire thing today, pretty much across the board. I would just kind of keep an eye on Bitcoin. I don't think you have to watch everything, and if it does start to flip these levels, then that could be a sign of some better things to come, and we'll see where the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ finish on the day. Right now, down 2.9 and 4.1 respectively. So those are kind of the brief views on the market. It would also be fine if we developed a bit of a range here. Like maybe we have a new range that we trade in for a couple weeks. We also have a lot of untapped highs. So it would surprise me if we didn't make a run up at some point. But it might just be ranging for a bit. Maybe we get a sweep of that range low and then go up to range highs. Something like that. I think is probably worth keeping an eye on. And then from the, I guess once again, higher time frame perspective, you know we've been working with this range for quite some time. Whether you want to draw it there or here, however you want to draw it exactly. If this can get back above here, I would probably look for a move to the range high. Still assume that this is kind of like the deviation above, or whatever you want to call it, and I would expect a rejection around the range high. But if we do kind of start to catch a bit of a bid and traditional markets recover for like a couple weeks, like for the month of May, I guess, a run up to 45 would probably be my target. But right now, kind of just looking at and planning for a variety of scenarios, and we'll see what the market gives us. So Juno, really quickly, Prop 20 passed and the upgrade was pushed, so APR is boosted by 10%, which is pretty sweet, because if the market continues to be bearish, like at least we are getting a lot more Juno from staking. So my only plan with that is continue to stake and see how things go. I'm compounding my rewards as well. I don't think it's ideal to sell around $12 or $10 or $8, wherever it ends up going. I would rather just compound, and I think next time the market goes into a full-blown bull run type of cycle, whether that's 6 months away or a year or whenever that is, I think Juno will perform very well. And I think that's pretty much it. The Dragons had another airdrop, so you got another Blood Moon Boku if you had a Genesis Dragon, which is, that airdrop is now roughly 32 soul a piece, so 65 soul-ish, just for holding one Genesis Dragon, which is pretty exciting. And then there's a baby event coming up to reward the baby dragon holders, which will also be pretty sick. But I think that's going to wrap things up. Kept this one under 10 minutes, kind of straight to the point. And in summary, I'm kind of just sitting on my hands for a little bit, waiting to see what the market decides. So sorry if if you were expecting some actionable setups right now, but after a nuke like this, I'm not really looking to catch a knife. I'd rather just let things play out, take a step back and see how things go, and then reassess as some time goes on and as some more price action develops. So shout out to Bybit for sponsoring these videos. Link in the description if you want to sign up. Thanks for tuning in, and I will be live again on Tuesday. Peace.